This might be my favorite story in all of college football. If you've been around this channel for quite some time, you know that I am a huge fan of Brennan Marion as just a person, his story, and as a coach and what his future entails. My #1 video on this channel is about the offense that he created called the Go-Go offense. And since that time, he has now moved off of his offensive coordinator role at UNLV, and he has now taken the spot at Sacramento State as the head coach, which is incredible to hear that he's getting a head coaching opportunity, because I think he was destined for one since his time at Pitt. And I could sit here and talk about the Go-Go offense again, my favorite scheme in all of college football, but I think it's really important to talk about the special things that are going on at Sacramento State. We are talking about in real life online dynasty mode that you would see in like College Football 25 happening live in real time. Because if you have not seen the headline, Ryder Lyons, a 5-star quarterback, California Player of the Year, is visiting Sacramento State, or he has completed his visit to go see what Brennan Marion is building at this FCS school. And I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you that Ryder's going to end up committing. Not a lot of people are also talking about the fact that an Ole Miss commit is also on that visit as well. It's impressive that he's even getting these people in the door. It's even more impressive to get these top-end athletes to wear your logo, to wear your brand, to have people look into Sacramento State. I've seen it time and time again on Twitter, how active Brennan Marion is in wanting to build this program up to levels that it has never seen before. And this organization is putting in the building blocks, bringing in the NIL funds to be able to go to levels that it's never seen before. And it makes me even more confident knowing the story behind Brennan Marion. I'm going to talk about what has led up to this point and why there's so much hope for what Sacramento State football could be and where they're trying to go. But before we dive in, 15 seconds of your time. This is from Snap to Whistle Football, where we only talk about football on this channel. So it would mean the world to me if you gave me an opportunity to talk some football with you. Whether it's a like, comment, subscribe, anything across the board would mean the world to me. But let's dive in. Growing up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Brennan Marion moving constantly from home to home, living through the struggles most of us can't imagine. By the time he was a senior in high school, he had finally found stability and became an all-conference wide receiver. But even then, his journey was just beginning. Like many after high school, Marion took on the JUCO route, bouncing between 2 different junior colleges in the state of California. He had no money, no stable housing, and at times lived in locker rooms or even in a press box just to chase his dream of playing Division I football. Despite these obstacles, he dominated on the field, becoming an All-American wide receiver and making the Dean's List. That type of dedication and perseverance led to him getting a scholarship at the University of Tulsa, where he shattered records, averaging an NCAA record of 31.9 yards per catch in 2007, a record that still stands today. The NFL was always the big finish line, and Marion was projected as a second-round pick, but then came an injury that changed everything. In the Conference USA Championship, on the final offensive play of the entirety of the game, Marion tore his left ACL. And knowing what a significant injury can do to a player, especially from a smaller school, and knowing that in 2007 a torn ACL is completely different than what we know it to be today, his draft stock plummeted. He did have brief stints with the Miami Dolphins and the Montreal Alouettes, but his playing career came to an end after multiple ACL tears. And just because the play on the field for Brennan went away doesn't mean the love for football did. And so he turned to coaching like many others before him, starting at the high school level. And knowing his work ethic and his will to find success, he quickly made a name for himself, turning struggling programs into winners. His coaching prowess led him to Howard University, where he developed his signature Go-Go offense, a high-tempo, run-heavy scheme inspired by DC's own Go-Go music, which, by the way, is on my channel. It's very high level, but it's one of my favorite videos that I've ever done. The Go-Go offense made national headlines in 2017 when Howard, a 45-point underdog, pulled off one of the biggest upsets in college football history, funny enough, against UNLV. Marion's reputation as an offensive mastermind continued to grow, as he made stops at William and Mary, Hawaii, Pitt, Texas, and then UNLV, where he helped lead the Rebels to back-to-back conference championships in the Mountain West Conference in 2023 and 2024.
It's going to be explosive. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a tough brand of football. It'll be something that everybody in the crowd can be excited about and really hang their hat on and go to work on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays and be proud of their team.
We come to collect. Did it all on my own, yeah. When it brought it back home, yeah.
Now, I understand that doesn't cover the full story. And to be honest, Brendan is probably top 3 in coaches I'd love to interview and to best understand his full story, and especially at the early upbringing level and what has led to this point today at Sacramento State and being the first Black head coach in that school's history. And not only that, but taking this school and this program to levels it's never seen before. And I've said that a couple times throughout this video, and I'm sure you're asking, what are you talking about? I mean, yeah, you got a 5-star to come visit your program. Whoop-de-doo, he's not gonna commit. The eyes are so important in being able to be a team that people know about. Oh, Sacramento State, the team that got a 5-star to come recruit. Those are the little things that can get more eyeballs in, which could make donors more excited, which could lead to NIL funds. And they are trying to get to, I believe, $75 million. That's their new target goal from their previous $50 million, which they hit. They have a new stadium coming out. They are trying to make a run for the Mountain West or the new Pac-12 conference. In this state of college football, especially with those 2 specific conferences, the lower half, the even FCS schools, the lower half of the group of 5 are trying to level up and take those opportunities to try to maximize all the chaos in college football conference realignment. Because if we go look at the history of Sacramento State football, they really don't have any justification to fight for a Pac-12 spot or even a Mountain West spot or even the bottom of the barrel of, Division I football. They're an FCS school. But Coach Brennan Marion does not care about that. What he cares about is when he stepped onto this program, what can he transform it into? And he has got this recruiting class rolling, knowing what his work ethic has shown, and the results has always been there throughout whatever obstacle has challenged him in this life. Sacramento State football, they don't have to go undefeated this year. I'm not expecting that. But this era to not work, I don't see a world where that happens. I just also got to point this out. The stadium concepts that they're trying to put out there from all the articles, it's gorgeous. It's one of the most unique looking stadiums. It almost has scales on each side. It doesn't have the full loop, it seems, but it looks so modern and beautiful. I understand it's just a very early beginnings for a guy like Brennan Marion to be at the head of the table, because in the sport of college football, it's not just running your go-go offense or running what you want on the field. It goes to so much more than that. But when you have a guy with that much charisma, a guy that players want to play for, a guy that is willing to come into a program and make game-changing decisions and change what the perception is of a program overall, be able to create alignment from the top down, something that is one of the most underrated things, and yet it's one of the most important things in building a college football program. That's a special talent. That's a dude that I want to be a part of my program. If I feel like I've hit my peak, or if I feel like I'm not being able to maximize my resources, this is a guy that's going to be able to get the job done. These are the changes that you would have to make if you ever wanted college football dynasty to be a real thing. These are the moments, these are the changes and shifts if you want to change a college football program forever. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch From Snap to Whistle football. It means the world to me that if you've gotten to this point in the video, if I haven't convinced you to subscribe, go check out another one of my videos. I promise you, sooner or later, I'm gonna get you to click that red button and be a part of this journey. And once again, thank you so much for watching.